Welcome back, everybody. I'm joined again by Ashley.
Hello, everyone.
We're going to be doing something a little different today. We're going to be making a skillet macaroni and cheese. This is a great alternative to the blue box. It goes just about as fast and it tastes 10 times better. So
I'm excited about this. We are mac and cheese people at my house.
the weather's getting a little colder, and we're going to start to shift into and maybe start some soups and things like that. It's a really easy recipe, really easy to follow.
Okay.
You need a cup and a half and a half. 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour. This makes a roux, and we're going to do that first. It thickens up the whole mixture.
Okay.
And have 3/4 of a pound of cheese. You can use any cheese you want. If you want to use Velveeta, use Velveeta.
Okay.
I'm using an Italian blend of we have Asiago, some Parmesan, some Romano, some Fontina, and I have some cheddar cheese in there as well.
Nice.
I have the curveball ingredient. I have some mustard.
I saw that sitting on
It's
the
a
counter, and
curveball.
I'm like, what's happening here?
I know you're thinking that's really weird. It's really not. So I mean,
I was thinking it was weird, but
if you look at it like a classic charcuterie board or something like that,
Yeah.
you always see like the pickles, the cheeses, and there's always mustard in the corner, and you're like,
what's that for?
because mustard and cheese goes together so well. The acid in it cuts the fat. It just allows it. It goes
It's good.
really well.
He knows what he's talking
I
about.
know. I've done this before. So I have water about ready to boil in the back. So while the water's boiling, I'm going to start the rest of the cheese sauce and just cook the pasta how you would normally cook the pasta. This is elbow macaroni. It takes a little bit longer, about 10 minutes as opposed to like 7 usually. So we're going to get this to a rolling boil. And I got this pan is going. There we go.
Perfect.
And we just want to melt the butter.
All right.
We're going to get that butter nice and melted. I got a rubber spatula, that way I can scrape the bottom because we're using a dairy product, heavy cream, half and half milk. It's all the same when you're cooking it on a skillet or in a pan. You want to make sure it's moving, otherwise you get that brown burnt bottom. And if it starts to burn, that's all you're going to taste. So you will have to start over. So just make sure you're constantly moving this around. So just got 2 tablespoons of butter, large skillet. If you want to put it in the oven, you can put it in the oven. I'm just going to put it in a little
This skillet is so heavy. I literally felt like I went to put it on the stove, and I'm like, whoa.
It's a heavy bottom skillet for sure. Heavy bottom skillets kind of hold the heat in better and distribute heat evenly. If you have that thin bottom, it's going to burn fast. So a nice heavy bottom skillet is what you want to do. So I have rolling boiling water. I have 2 cups of macaroni. So 2 cups of pasta. Get that in there. I like to stir it a lot for the first 30 or so seconds just to make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Yep.
My water is pretty heavily salted. When you're boiling pasta, that's the first chance you have to season it. So the salt's in there just to season the pasta and give it a nice flavor. Just making sure that doesn't stick to the bottom.
Never get a second chance to make a first impression.
Wise, sage-like wisdom by Ashley.
You're welcome. That's for free today, folks.
Set that to the side. Our butter's almost melted. We don't want to burn it. If you burn it, it's gonna, I've tried to fix it before where I let the butter go too long and it browns the butter. Brown butter, it tastes delicious. It wasn't a total loss. It kind of tasted like grilled cheese when I did it because it was a little toastier.
Huh.
It was a really weird thing. So I made a play off of it. I pulled it off. So if your butter gets a little brown, it'll still work. But try not to. You can just say I made a grilled cheese mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, whoa, you're so innovative. You're just a future thinker.
Really got your crap together. You know how to make grilled cheese.
2 tablespoons of flour. It's going to look like kind of like wet sand is what you want the consistency to look like. And you want to cook the flour just a little bit. You don't want it to brown again. If you brown it too far, then you have what you call brown roux or dark brown roux. Then you might as well, you can make jambalaya, I guess. You can save it, but I wouldn't make macaroni and cheese with it. Stir this pot. Multitask.
Look at you.
We're going to turn down the boiling water just a little bit before she goes over because all the starch in there. Still make sure it's boiling. I just don't want it
boiling over.
I don't want to leak it into my macaroni and cheese yet, just quite yet. So this is warm. I got the flour cooked down a lot. If you don't cook down the flour a lot, you're going to taste the flour. It's going to be kind of gritty. Nobody wants gritty macaroni and cheese.
So add the butter, then add the flour. Now we're adding the milk.
This is half and half.
Oh, just psych. It's half and half.
You could add milk. That's fine. This just makes it a little bit more rich.
Yeah. I'm going to confuse everyone at home. Don't listen to me. I'm not the chef.
So just bring that to a boil. Make sure it's all incorporated. Scrape your sides. Rubber spatulas are like the best thing. Oh, I made a mess. The best thing ever for this. If you don't have one, get one. A nice wooden spoon, a flat wooden spoon works really well too because it's non-reactive, doesn't
Yeah.
Hit the pan. So we're going to heat this up just a little bit. We're going to warm it up. Going to increase the heat just a little bit because once it starts to boil, that's when all the magic happens and it starts to get a little thicker. So boiling, keep it moving. We don't want anything burnt. And then I just add a little pinch. This is onion powder. Just a little pinch of onion powder. See, it already smells good. Just a little onion powder. And then I have over here, stay. It's not going to stay. So
I can hold it.
Yes.
I feel like I can do that job.
And so I have a little bit of chives, just about a teaspoon or so. Dried chives.
Nice.
This will give it a nice flavor. Kind of a little garlicky. If you don't want that, you don't have to put it in there. This is just what I do. Stir pasta occasionally. Stir pasta occasionally.
This is where I always go wrong with cooking, is when I have to like multitask. I get like super in tune with one piece of it.
I never forget it. So, all right, so it's getting nice and thick right now. So we're cooking out the flour taste, and I have my cheeses here. See how fast this goes?
This is going really fast.
I've made a cheese sauce in less than the time it takes to cook the pasta. And we're still using the 2 tablespoons of butter that you'd use. We're still using the milk that you would use. We're just adding our own cheese instead of a powder packet.
Yep.
You want to make sure your cheese is shredded, otherwise it melts really slow.
Shredded. Getting all stringy and delicious.
All stringy and delicious, yes. You want to see some cheese
look at
action. That. Oh, yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Look at that.
We're going to lower our heat down just a little bit. We don't want to burn. And we're at the point right now where, with it being this thick,
no turning back now.
No turning back. We don't want to start over. It's almost like a little cheese dough ball. And we're going to drain the pasta. The water in the pasta is going to smooth this out. It's going to be awesome.
So really, you just never stop stirring this, especially after you put that cheese in. You just keep scraping and
I will keep on scraping. Around. Make sure I want to see the bottom of the pan. But it gets...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Mac and cheese at its finest. Then we're going to add the curveball in here. It's going to sound weird. Just a little bit.
It's weird.
Just a little bit.
I trust you on this.
You should. And you don't really taste the mustard. It's just a little brighter. It's so crazy.
So yummy looking.
We'll set this to the side, off the heat, and we'll get our pasta ready. And so we're going to add just a little bit of the pasta water to that too. Just kind of brings it together and melts it, and it's just going to be this nice
ooey
stringy.
gooey mac and cheese.
Guess we could fold in some bacon too. I have bacon. If you want to fold in some other stuff, you know, sun-dried tomatoes. Tomatoes work really well in it. But I like bacon.
Everybody likes bacon.
Bacon is good. Bacon is wise. Fold in bacon. Fold in the bacon. All right. So we got some bacon in there. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yummy.
Our pasta's getting close. There's only one way. You can try the pasta, and if it's how you want it cooked, that's how you want it cooked. If you're going to, you could also put this in another pan and bake it if you would like to. I usually just serve it right away.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking to just, you know, eat it right away, well, we got to try it out. I don't think it's done yet, but, you know, got to try.
Gotta try.
It needs about a minute,
Okay.
minute and a half. It's pretty close, but I want a little bit of bite to it, but I don't want mush. So while that cooks for another minute, I'm going to get out my strainer. I have a different looking strainer than everybody else at home, but it's what I have.
It's what I have.
This is called a China cap strainer. Works the same as anything else. The difference is I can put a ladle in the bottom and then kind of push out the liquid.
Yep.
And that really, really helps. It also fits in my sink drainer really well.
Oh, nice. Boiling. We got bacon and cheese galore.
All right, we're boiling.
All right.
Okay, I left a little bit of pasta water in there. And we're just going to dump that in there. And it's going to get really happy. Kind of start to smell the bacon too. Getting all warm and yep, just like that. Just stir in what you normally do, just like at the other the box macaroni and cheese. Just and it's starting to look lovely.
So how do we know how much water to keep in the...
Honestly, I do this a lot, so that's why I did it my way.
Yeah.
But really, you could just take a ladle and put it in a measuring cup some of your pasta water, drain your pasta entirely,
Gotcha.
and then just keep on adding it until you get this nice consistency, which it's looking pretty great right now.
It does look really good.
And the pasta water, there's a lot of starch in it from the pasta. It just kind of helps keep it thick, but it also loosens it up just a little bit. But I wanted it to be kind of a thick dough ball because that's cheese. I want to taste the cheese. I don't want to taste all the fillers or things like that. But this is looking pretty good right now. I'm gonna plate this up. Looking really good. All right, so I have this little crock over here. My super heavy pan. Oh, I made a mess again. That's why we have towels. I'm gonna have a little extra bacon that I cooked. Why not? And I have some chives too. And that is really quick and easy. Skillet macaroni and cheese.
Yum! That looks super awesome. I can't wait to try.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today,
Thanks,
guys. See ya.
All right.
Yum.
Good to go.